why he went to jail. You know, मुझे कोई story नहीं बताई जाती थी. बताया जाता था तुम्हारे अब्बू हक के लिए लड़े. हमेशा मुझे बताया जाता था. My mother would tell me कि he could have had a better life. He could have had a different life. He had a better life.
Yeah.
He gave it up to do this. तो अगर मैं उसकी बीवी होते हुए accept करती हूँ, तो तुम चाहे first grader हो या 7 साल के हो या जो, you have to accept this.
Yeah.
And you have to be proud of him.
Yeah.
You have to be proud because he doesn't need दुनिया की encouragement.
बिल्कुल.
But जो अपने करीब वाले होते हैं ना, उनका जो प्यार होता है, it can launch you.
Yeah. Apart from the thing that happened, I think that is the most probably defining moment of your life that actually personally shaped your journey. Would you say that? Of course it is.
One would think that, but it's not.
Okay.
When my daughter was born,
yeah.
and when my sons were born,
yeah.
पहला तो चलो हिट होता है, दूसरा का अपना हिट होता है, तीसरे का फाइनेंशियल हिट भी होता है. So you really have to put yourself in perspective.
Yeah.
So anything that's ever happened, the 2 times in my life that I felt there was like an awakening.
Yeah.
The first time was when I lost my father and I buried him.
Of course.
I had this overwhelming sense of responsibility to take care of my mother and my brother and my sister.
Yeah.
And I love them a lot, and you know, they're adults and take care of themselves. And I feel like मेरी जिंदगी की सबसे बड़ी कमी ये है कि, you know, I can't like just take care of them.
Yeah.
Like they just sit at home and relax while I just make everything happen for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's amazing too, that they're responsible, grown-up adults and whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a defining moment for me in terms of like this overwhelming change in my character where I felt this responsibility. And of course, the second one I'm telling you is my kids.
Yeah.
Because whatever I thought before, my life changed when I held these little things. They're like this big when you hold them.
Yeah. Like the other day I was in Dubai and I had ordered some wings and I was carrying a box of wings like this. And suddenly I'm like, I feel like I need a baby of my own. I need to experience that unconditional love. Yeah. And so
wings and love.
I don't know, it was weird.
By the way, at least my daughter ka husband se chalo dog, I can understand the dog love.
I think the way I was holding it, so I was like, yeah. So anyways, Shahbaz, as someone who has experienced challenging circumstances, how do you approach adversity and maintain resilience?
Well, I personally hope no one ever has to experience the kind of adversity that I had to experience. I think हमारे वालदैन हमेशा हमारे दिमाग में डालते हैं कि एक इंसान के लिए सबसे मुश्किल चीज़ अपनी औलाद को दफनाना है, मगर मेरे लिए आज तक सबसे मुश्किल चीज़, और अल्लाह ये इम्तहान किसी को ना दे, अपने वालिद साहब को ही दफनाना था. I guess the circumstance, the way that I had to bury him. Yeah. It was difficult. Then breaking this mold of who I was. Yeah. बिकॉज मैं बड़ी एक प्रिविलेज ज़िंदगी रहता था और मैं एक सोसाइटी में रहता था, एक रूटीन में रहता था. मेरे वालदैन ने बड़ा पूरी ज़िंदगी दोनों ने बहुत काम किया था कि आई लिव्ड इन द कंफर्ट इन द बबल दैट आई लिव्ड इन. बट यू नो, कुछ लोग कहते हैं मोल्ड और ककून और आई डोंट नो, बट फॉर मी इट वाज जस्ट torn apart. You know, one minute my eyes closed and I was in this privilege, and then the next time my eyes opened and I was in a place that even the least privileged people in the world will say that we are better off than this. And that's difficult, and you really have to try and find some meaning in your life. And that's why I tell you, I'm lucky that I found Allah. If I didn't have this legacy, जो मैं आपको बता रहा था क्लास 1 में, मुझे पता था मेरे वालिद साहब जेल क्यों गए, and how proud I was of him. उसी तरह जब ये लोग मुझे कहते थे कि तुम्हें हमने अगवा किया है और टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं क्योंकि जो आदमी तुम्हारा बाप था, तो पहले तो दर्द होती है. of course. पहले आप डरते हो, फिर आप रोते हो, फिर आपको शर्म आती है, मगर ये सब गुजरने के बाद आप अपने 2 पैरों पे खड़े होते हो. और जब एक बार आप खड़े हो जाओ, that is standing up to the face of adversity. Someone who is continuously telling you that the worst that is happening to you is because of the man that your father was, and you finally get up and say, no, this is not the worst that's happened to me. This is the worst that's happened to you. For me, this is the best thing. If you're doing this to me because of the man that my father was, I couldn't be prouder, so do what you can. And you find, you know, I'm not that man. I'm not a very strong guy. I'm just...
Neither am I, so yeah.
But to feel that strength, that no one can break you, even though physically anyone can, you know, it's a strength. And I guess that's the only place that I had the stories of my father, his legacy, his sacrifice, and then the lessons from the Quran and the strength that only Allah can give a human being.
So we're going to get the energies up and we're going to do a rapid fire round with you.
Oh, I'm so bad at this. She just did one with me and I confused her for somebody else. Oh.
Okay.
Bless me.
These are just fun questions, light questions, you know, and you have to answer them rapidly.
Okay. What's the timer? Because I have a problem as well. Now, if it's not intelligent, it can be really from a place you didn't expect.
That's fine. Like you have like 5 seconds, I feel like.
Okay, fine.
So, movies or books?
Movies.
What's your guilty pleasure movie?
I can't believe I said that I'm an author.
But I know that you're a fan of Marvel movies actually. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
What's your favorite superhero?
Unless you talk about the original Batman movies or the Christian Bale movies.
Christian Bale movies, yes.
As something that's continued, the Marvel universe is...
I agree. I totally agree. So who's your favorite superhero out of all the universes?
Iron Man. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man.
Like the way he says, I'm
You know,
Iron
I got
Man.
the whole dress and I dressed up as him on Halloween as well. So it was very, very cool. Like, every time I pressed a button and it was like, Shahbaz, and I was like, back from Afghanistan.
Do your children say, I love you 3000?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I have that I love you 3000 with me.
I like that.
I always leave them a note, I love you 3000.
Yeah.
I feel like that, it's a beautiful thing that Tony Stark said, but it's a beautiful thing to say to your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And someone you love.
Yeah, and the sentiment that they created was like really
it was
touching.
Too much. Yeah. When he left in...
Yeah, exactly.
मेरा भाई आज तक he's a grown 38-year-old कहता है he's coming आ रहा है वापस लाएंगे I'm like मर गया है bro.
I'm feeling that too. Yeah. I think उन्होंने अभी recently कह दिया कि he's not coming back.
Yeah, and Shariar is like he's lying. I was like that's the producer of Marvel. He doesn't know anything. I was like who does?
Yeah. But if you could describe your life using a movie title, what would it be?
Midnight Express. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like this carefree, fun college student who goes to Turkey and he tries to smuggle some drugs back to America.
Okay.
Just a college kid. But the authorities grab him.
Okay.
And the movie is like this. And he spends like 5-6 years in jail. And it's very hard and it's this very tough Turkish jail. And usko puri zindagi ka ragda milta hai because he's American, he's Christian, so he's like right at the sub. And in the end, a darwaza aise khulta hai and he just walks out of that door and runs to his freedom. And nobody, jailer ko bhi nahi pata, kisi ko bhi nahi pata, aur wo bas suddenly azad ho jata hai. So when I think of my life, I can be like, oh, it's a Marvel movie, oh, I'm Batman, oh, I want to be this, or I want to be that. But it was the only movie that I've ever watched in ek saans, and wo khatam hui and I was like, shukar hai ye bakwas khatam hui hai yaar. And I felt like I feel like my life is kind of like that.
Yeah. So
it's
like
a great movie, read it.
Midnight Express.
Midnight Express. It's
You're
a
just
great
confused
movie,
between books and movies.
Yeah.
So if you could time travel, I think I know the answer to that, but like would you go to the past or future?
I would go in 2011, August 26th and tell myself, do not take this turn to office, just take the next one. For God's sake. No book is worth it, no interview is worth it, just take the next one. Yeah.
Of course.
No, but me and my brother have this conversation a lot because we study Einstein and we study like a lot of these physicians and a lot of guys that work on the time travel theory.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny, but in the scientific calculations of how the universe and light works, it's possible.
Yeah.
Right? So, have you seen the new Indiana Jones?
No, I haven't.
It's amazing, right? Watch it.
It's on my list, though.
I'm in Indiana Jones because of the nostalgia of the old one.
Yeah,
right? So
I've seen the old ones,
He goes, I don't want to tell you anything, but whatever happens, it was, me and my brother saw it and we just looked at each other and we were like, you know, hum itna ye sawal ek dusre se पूछते हैं. But yeah, I would love to go back in time to see like how the pyramids of Giza were constructed, how the Mayan templates, the tablets.
So tell me, what's your favorite animal and why?
Bulldog.
Why?
I have one. I love him. His name is Elvis. ये वाला मेरे भाई का है. मेरे वाले का नाम Boss था. Oscar, Byron, Beethoven. We name them after classical singers or Elvis. Elvis is not Elvis. His name is Elvis the King. He's a white British bulldog, and they have their own personality. And मुझे नहीं पता. I love him. He's my favorite animal. अब कोई आपको आके कहेगा शेर, तो तू अपने शेर को लेके चल. My bulldog and me are.
Okay.
Now I can't hear shit.
I'm not gonna say even anything. मिठे चौल मस्त माहौल. मीठे चौल
चावल चौल
yes मीठे चौल मस्त माहौल.
मीठे चौल मस्त माहौल.
Yes. Perfect. Next one. बंदर क्या जाने अदरक का स्वाद.
बंदर क्या जाने
अदरक का स्वाद.
Say the last part again. अदरक का
स्वाद.
स्वाद.
The
स्वाद.
Yes. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
That's not fair. आग
ये ऑफ हो गया.
अच्छा ये लगाना है.
Okay.
आग लगे बस्ती में
अपन
अपनी मस्ती में. अपन
आग लगे बस्ती में अपन अपनी मस्ती में.
And the last one. दाल में कुछ काला है.
Okay,
that was easy. That was very easy. You can take it off. Yeah. That was a very easy one that I've given you.
I just heard you say dal and kala and I put it together.
Okay, now we're both going to play a game. I'm also going to participate in that. This is the last game of the show.
Okay.
And this is Dumb Shades. I'm sure you must have played it.
I'm a master at this game.
Oh, so am I.
We just played at my sister's house. The number one team got 14 dumb charades and I got 14 in one try. And I beat them. How's that? And my team was playing in one.
Now I'm a bit nervous because I used to think I'm the best, but like I'm not so sure anymore. So who do you want to go first or should I go first?
You go first. I'd like to see the depth of your skill.
Okay, this is a bit... Oh shit.
You can't speak.
Yeah, I can't speak. So this is English, Hindi, Urdu, right?
Okay. English. One word. Urdu. Bubbles. What is bubbles in Urdu? हम तो कहते हैं bubble बना. Bulbule.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.